Hello, happy July. Oh my goodness, it is officially July 1st. And if you felt that these last few months have been speeding up, ramping up, moving quickly, hang on. July is going to be busy and fast paced. My name is Megan Elton, and I am an intuitive strategist and a numerology queen. And I'm coming on today to share with you the energy of July. Now, the reason I do these forecasts is because if you understand what's coming up, if you understand the energy windows, the potentials of opportunity, you can position yourself to take advantage of the currents of energy that are operating all around you. Now, when I say forecast, it is like forecasting the weather. It's like saying, this is the potential energy that's going to unfold. Whether that's good or bad for you is a personal choice. Whether you like the sun or you like the rain or you like the cold or you like the heat, that's your choice. Whether you choose to engage with it, whether you choose to go outside and enjoy the sunshine, or whether you choose to stay inside and enjoy the air conditioning, that's up to you. So when I share these forecasts with you, you can understand the currents of energy that are happening around you and then use them to support you. So to make the most of this forecast, I really encourage you to think about, what do I want right now? What is a goal or an intention or a plan I have that I'm working on? Okay, so if you know what yours is and you want me to hold the space for you with it, pop it in the chat. Let me know. I am going to open up my phone because I'm not seeing comments, but I know there's some of you joining me on the live. So if you're here, let me know. Say hi. And I'm going to make sure that I can see you. Okay, here we go. Good morning. Yay. I know I see some of you guys. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so what are you working on? What do you want? What are you creating? Now, when I say what are you working on, there's a couple things I want you to think about. Number one, what's the big picture vision that you have for your life? What do you want to create, right? I want a life of freedom. I want more time with my kids. I want to do work that's meaningful, that means something to me so that I know I'm making a difference in the world. I want to wake up every day and know that my life matters. I want to wake up every day and feel like I have an impact, like I'm making a difference, like I'm living into my potential, like I'm here fulfilling my purpose. I want to feel free. I want to feel connected. I want to feel connected to my intuition. I want to feel connected to my inner guidance system. I want to feel those deep, rich friendships and connections where I just feel like I belong. You know, whatever yours are, I want you to really think about what that is for you. And then I want you to think about, what am I working on in kind of the more immediacy? Like, what's happening over the next few weeks or maybe the month? Maybe just look out a few weeks or a month. What have I got going on? You know, kids are out of school now, so maybe you're focused on family connection. And maybe you're going to cut back on your work hours a little bit. Even if you're cutting back on your work hours for a little bit, I really still encourage you to make the most of the hours you're working by being very focused on your intention. Very focused. So even if you're just kind of hoping to take it a little bit easier this summer, or if you're working a lot, either way, be efficient with your time, because July is a 3 energy month. There is going to be a lot of fire, flow, and things happening very quickly, very quickly. And so because of that, the more focused you are, the easier it's going to be to get results. So this is a time where you're going to want to have your intention top of mind every single day. So you might wake up every single morning and remind yourself of the goal. My goal is to make X amount in my business. My goal is to work with this type of client. My goal is to create this type of collaboration or partnership. My goal is to live a life of ease and freedom. Whatever your goal is, know what it is and wake up every single morning and tell yourself what your goal is. Remind yourself, write it in your journal, and then ask yourself, what am I going to do today? One step. What am I going to do today? Because this 3 energy month is like a fast moving stream or a fast moving current or river. And you just need to kind of like adjust yourself into the current and you will move. You will move. So when you think about that, it's like it's your job to be clear that I'm in the current I want to be in. Now, this is one of the things I really want you to be aware of this month. Don't let other people's visions sweep you up unless you want to. Like, be deliberate about that choice is what I'm trying to say. If you align with their vision and they are very strong visionaries and they're holding it and you're feeling yourself swept up in their current and that aligns with your vision, great, run with it. That momentum is going to be powerful. It's going to be collaborative. It's going to support you. However, where you want to be careful is that there's going to be people out there with a very strong vision that may or may not align with yours. This is where it's your job to be very clear of, you know what, that's great. That works for you. That fits what you want. This is what I want. So I'm going to be very clear and deliberate and not just like accidentally fall into your current, right? So be very clear. It's going to be easy to get caught up in other people's excitement this month. So be clear on what's my excitement and my vision and my focus. And if they align, great, I'll flow with you. If they don't align, make a deliberate choice to decide how to invest your energy and time this month. This month, we have a very powerful opportunity for leadership. Oh, good morning, everyone. Oh, Erin, this is a great time to focus on your art. It is a very creative month. So focusing on art or whatever your personal art is, if you like to write, if you like to do graphic design, if you like to paint, if you want to go play outside with the kids and play in the trees and, I don't know, play with sticks and pine cones, if you want to work on a book, if you want to create some content, if you want to create a practice or a modality that you want to turn into a product or service, this is a very creative month to do so. Again, being clear on what your focus is so that your creative energies are working in your favor. Good morning, everyone. Oh, Erin, you are going to love this month. 3 and a 3. Yes. Linda is saying, I'm trying to get my creative momentum going in my side business. Yes. This is powerful. Keep your vision clear. It will really serve you this month. Okay. So this month, we have a very big opportunity to lay some groundwork, to lay some foundation for a creative legacy, a creative work. A body of work. So if you're a person who's like, I kind of feel like I have something in me to birth, whether it's a modality, a way of putting content together, a course, a product, a way of working with people, a business, a side hustle, whatever it is. If you know you have something in you to birth, this is a month I want you to take action on it. Write it out. Journal it out, post-it note on the wall, vision board, flip chart, sticky note, however you create, take some time to do it. And I know that, yeah, kids are home. Great. Make this an art project with them. Give them their own, flip chart paper and their own marker set, and you have yours, and create alongside them. Like, this is a really powerful thing to model for your kids. Of like, what do you want? This is what I want. What do you want? And let them also take advantage of this creative energy. There's an opportunity for heart and intuitive-led leadership. So whether you perceive that you are a leader or not, I want to tell you this. You are the leader of your life. You are the leader of your purpose. You are the co-creator with the universal energies of the experience you have right now, in this moment, and ongoing in your time here on planet Earth. Right? You get to co-create that. So in that sense, every single one of us is a leader. Whether you like to kind of lead quietly behind the scenes or, loud up front or quiet up front or loud behind the scenes, it doesn't really matter. But acknowledging I'm a leader here and this is how I want to lead my life. By example, by role model, by tuning into my heart, by tuning into my intuition, by being guided by what I know to be true. Now, this is going to be really important as well this year. There are going to be old leadership styles altering and crumbling. And oftentimes when there's that crumbling and that faltering energy happening, it can be disruptive and it can be uncomfortable, especially because, we want to trust the people who we perceive as leaders. We want to, we feel safe when we feel like we can count on them. And if we all of a sudden have things happening where we're like, ooh, can I trust this person? Can I count on this person? Or something that's unfolding is making me question it, it can be a little disconcerting, right? It can be like, well, if this is really working, what can I count on? What can I trust? And this is where it's very important for you to go within and be like, where do I source my sense of okayness? My sense of knowing I'm going to be okay and knowing that I'm all right, and that knowing that I get to create this in my world. Yes, you can collaborate and connect with others and it can be a co-creation. But at the end of the day, you get to choose how that unfolds. So old leadership styles are faltering. This can be scary, but I want you to look at it as an opportunity. There is going to be gaps that come up. And you get to choose, how do I invite in an energy or an experience where I get to lead in my life in the way I want? Because when I see gaps in the world around me, that's showing me there's an opportunity for me to step up in my life. In my life, I get to step up. So the other part about that is being okay with the space of in between. Being okay with the uncertainty of, I'm not yet where I used to be, I'm not where I used to be, and I'm not yet where I want to be. I'm kind of in this nebulous in-between space, which a lot of people get freaked out about. But I want you to program yourself to believe that this is where the magic happens. The space of in-between is where the magic happens. It's where you get to create what you want. And I'm going to use the word create like 15,000 times in this short forecast, because this is the time where we get to be creators, creative and creators. So however that looks for you, if you're in this nebulous space, if it's not what it used to be and it's not where I want it to be yet, this is so powerful. Draw up your blueprints, draw up your plans, start laying your foundation, start taking action, right? The house isn't built yet. This means you get to make it what you want it to be. This is so powerful. But in order to make your house look like what you want it to be, you need to have a vision. You can't be randomly throwing mishmash things together, or it's going to look a little random. I mean, hey, eclectic might be your style, which is absolutely great, but that's also a vision, right? That's still a vision. So hold this space of being okay in the in-between. The other thing I want you to understand with this new paradigm of energy that's being created in the entire year of 2021 is that there is no such thing as truth, true or false, right or wrong. This dichotomy type thinking, this, us versus them, polarized thinking is not real. It's an illusion. So anytime you find yourself being like, well, it's either this or that, it's one or the other. I want you to hear that as old paradigm. And I want you to stop and breathe and step into your heart and say, what if there's space for multiple truths? What if there's space for holding that my perspective is this, and so-and-so's perspective is this? And what if there's space for us to both hold our truths as true? You don't have to be right. I don't have to be wrong. We actually both can be in the space of truth that we hold. Because what we're really starting to see in this new paradigm is the illusion of right versus wrong. That comes from a hierarchical approach, right? And we, in this new paradigm, are in a collaborative, expansive energy versus a hierarchy energy, right? So because of that, we have this experience of multiple options being true and real. And it doesn't need to threaten anyone to hold multiple truths. That's, again, an old paradigm way of living. So I really invite you to sit with that And if you find yourself being triggered or upset about somebody else's views as being right or wrong, recognize that this is an opportunity for you to step back and be like, how can I invite in love and acceptance for other people's realities, whether or not it's my experience, right? Because it's real to them. It might not be real to me. Oh, Stu, excuse me. It might not be real to me, but it's real to them. So I can have loving compassion for them, whether I agree with them or not, whether I believe in what they're saying or not. I can have loving and compassion for the human and the soul that they are. Okay. I hope you're with me on this. I hope you're following this. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying to catch up with the comments. What is with StreamYard? Why won't you show me the comments? Okay, trying to catch up in my on my phone here. Beautiful. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm loving it. Hello, Leanne. Hello, Rochelle, Shelly. You guys are amazing. Cindy, Linda, thank you for Chantal. Thank you for being here with me. Okay. So to sum it all up, everything I've just been ranting on. Number one, what is your vision? What is this vision of this house you're building? Okay. You don't need to know it perfectly. You can adjust the design as you go, but you need to have a sense as to how you're going to want to feel when you live in this house. And right now, you're in the space of putting the pieces together, laying the foundation, doing up the design work. Yeah, you can tweak and adjust as you go, but you still have to have a sense of where you're headed. Okay, that's important. Let yourself be in that creative phase as you build towards your vision. That's what we're doing this month. Very, very important. Okay, some important dates. Today is very much this idea of structured leadership energy of what we're building. So for you, what I invite you to do today is to take a moment and journal. What do I want my house to look like, feel like, and what is going to be my physical felt sense experience in that place? Okay, so I want you to think of how you're going to like think, sense, and feel in this new vision, right? So this is a different way of setting goals than most of us are used to, right? So in this new vision, what do I know to be true, right? I know whatever. These are the prompts. I know in this new vision, in this new house. Okay, we're going with the house analogy. I know That's your prompt number 1 for today. I feel That's your prompt number 2 today. And your prompt number 3 is I sense or I experience Okay? If you can write out those prompts today, I know, I feel, and I experience. If you can write out those prompts today and keep them handy so you can refer back to them throughout the month, this is going to keep you in that energy of creating the house you truly desire, okay? So that's what I really want you to do today. It can take 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be a big deal. I don't know if you guys are listening. If there's someone who's listening who can type those prompts in the chat so that people who are coming back on the replay can catch them. But I know, I feel, and I experience. Okay, today that's what I want you to do. If you can't do it today, no big deal, but take a moment in the next day or two to do this. It's gonna be really important to set you up for success for the rest of the month. On the 9th of the month, which is next Friday, there is going to be very strong creation energy. So whether it's Friday or maybe a day or two before or a day or two after, I really want you to take the opportunity to amplify something, okay? Put something out there, share something, write an article, express yourself to a collaborator, post something on social media, email your list, launch a website, start a marketing campaign, reach out to someone who you want to partner with, create something. Erin, your creative fires are going to be exploding on the 9th. And that goes to anybody who feels like they want to write, draw, paint, create anything. So if you know you've got something to create or something to make or something to build, block off time around the 9th of the month to do it. Okay? And here's the question to ask yourself. If I knew I couldn't fail, what would I do? If I knew I could not fail, what would I do? Ask yourself that question. And that's the thing to work on at the 9th of the month. Okay, you guys got it? That's the thing to work on the 9th of the month. If I knew I couldn't fail, what would I do? What would I do? It doesn't have to be a fully mapped out plan. We were talking about this in practical numerology the other day. How is the biggest dream killer? If you think you need to have every single step between, A to Z, you're going to overwhelm yourself and quit. So stop it. You don't need to know all the steps. You are creating in a new paradigm where nobody has all the answers. So let yourself have a sense of what you want by filling out those 3 journal prompts. I know, I feel, I experience, and just know what's my next step. I just need to know what's my one next step. That's it. And then once you've taken that step, then you ask again, now, from this place, what is my one next step? Boom, there you go. That's all you need to know is your next move. That's it. And this works when you're clear on the house you're building and you're holding that vision in your heart and in your soul and with your, inner guidance system, whatever that means to you, with spirit, with source, with energy, with whatever that looks like. Hold it. And you will always know your next step when you ask the question, what is my next step? Right? Beautiful. Okay. So the 9th of the month, if you knew you couldn't fail, if you knew you were supported, if you knew the universe wants you to succeed, the universe wants you to succeed. These energetic patterns are here for your success. They are absolutely here for your success. So if I lean into knowing these energy patterns are supporting my success and I am meant to succeed, what would I do? Do it. Do it on the 9th. Okay. 17th of the month. So that whole week, really. So basically, let's say from the 13th to the 17th, something like that. This is going to be a very powerful time to recognize who are my connections. Who are the people in my world who see me as this creator of my reality? Who don't judge me for the things I do or not do? Who actually love and honor me for them? Who see my steps, actions, thoughts, beliefs, and know that I'm doing the things I'm doing because they're in my highest good. And guess what? If it's in my highest good, it's in your highest good, right? I might not always understand that. Let's just use an example of, let's say you got lunch plans with someone and the person cancels on you last minute and you're kind of feeling I was really looking forward to that lunch date and now they just cancel on me and I'm feeling super bummed. If they canceled, it was in their highest good, which means if they canceled, it was in your highest good. Hold that to be true. There's an opportunity that's going to emerge because of that you wouldn't see if that hadn't happened. There is some blessing that's going to be sourced in that. So recognizing that I want to hang out with people who are not going to be mad at me when I follow the nudges that my inner guidance system are pointing me towards. I want to lean into the people who are like, oh, Megan, you need to do this today? You do it. I got you. I see you, I honor you, I support you. What do you need? How can I be there for you? Right? Or not. But either way, I got you. You do it. You do it. I am here cheering you on, energetically supporting you, or physically or mentally or emotionally or whatever capacity. And knowing that if they're doing that, they're holding the space for your success. That's who you need in your corner. So between, the 13th and the 17th, somewhere in that week, I really want you to lean into those people in your world. Reach out, connect to them, spend time with them, and be that for others. Be that for others. Reach out to the people you love and be like, you know what? I see what you're up to, and I am so proud of you. I see you making these courageous decisions, and you're an inspiration to me. I see that you're out there taking the road less traveled being courageous, being brave, doing hard things. And I love you. It's incredible. I'm honored to get to experience life with you, near you, beside you, whatever that looks like. Find those people. You know, we all know that expression, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So step back for a second and ask yourself, the people I'm spending time with, are they cheering on my success, and do they see my divinity? And find those people and lean into them. Find the people who see your divinity, right? And, you know, to take that to another level, we are going to be surrounded by people who see our divinity when we see our own divinity. So to take this a level deeper in this week, it's like, what about me makes me beautiful, unique, divine, perfect? What about me is sacred? I really would love for you to sit with that this week, the week of the 13th, the 17th. Lean into that for yourselves, because the more you trust your own sacred divinity, the more you can hold that for others as well. And if you're like, I don't know what the heck she's talking about, that sounds hard and difficult and out there, then what I would suggest is you reach out to one of the numerologists and get a numerology blueprint. There is some brilliant numerologists who've recently taken practical numerology or taken practical numerology from a while back. Reach out and ask them to introduce you to your truth and your divinity. Because when you can't see it, your patterns will reveal it to you and you will resonate with the truth of that. And you can learn how to do this yourself. I'm going to be teaching another round of practical numerology in the fall. So if this is something you want to learn, you can connect with me, you can reach out to me, and we can talk about that. But in the meantime, take time to connect with that sacred part of yourself in the middle of the month. Okay. 5 people that you spend the most time with. And if you're on here and you're listening and you're a numerologist and you're doing this work, comment and be like, I'm doing readings, I'm doing blueprints. If you need to know, reach out to me. I have capacity for readings so that people who are listening can find someone to reach out to. Okay, where am I? I am on the week of the 20th now. Oh, that message, like, did you guys feel that? I felt the like emotion behind that. And whenever that happens, I just know how important that is. So the 17th of the month, connect with your sacred divinity. Be that for others. And connect with the people around you who you know have your back and who you have their back. Really take some time with that. That just feels so strong and so important right now. Okay. The next week, the week of the 20th, this is where your devotion is going to be tested. This is where you're, not that I really believe the universe tests us in that way. It's not testing us in from a like, oh, let's see if you got this, and if you didn't, you're going to fail way. It's not like that. It's not like they're trying to trip us up. They're giving us the opportunity to show ourselves where our belief is. This is what it is. So the week of the 20th, I want you to lean in every day and ask yourself, what is my believability score? You know, on a scale of 1 to 10 or whatever. How strong do I believe in my vision, in this house I'm building, in the values I want to live my life by? What's my believability? And it's okay if it fluctuates. It's okay if some days it's like 30%, other days it's like 80%, whatever. But I want you to know what it is. Ask yourself this week, how much do I believe in the truth of what I'm creating? How much do I believe it's possible? Can I have this? Can I have this house I'm building? On a scale of 1 to 10, how strong do I feel I can have it? And every day that might waver, and that's okay. You're not wrong for having it waver. But know this, when it dips down, particularly anything below like 70, 80%, this is when it's time to reach out for support. Find a coach, find a healer, Find some type of practitioner or a business bestie or whoever it is and borrow their belief. Find someone who you trust and you know is wise and smart and intuitive and whatever, insightful, whatever it is, and say to them, I need some support because my belief is low. Work with me. How can we get myself energetically aligned to my vision? Because when your belief is low, there's going to be an alignment gap. And you're being called to come back to it. If you are a healer or a practitioner or a coach or a teacher or a guide of any sort this week, know the week of the 20th that your community may be facing some doubts and some insecurities. How can you show up to support them in those doubts and insecurities? How can you be there for them? What can you do? Is there some content you can share? Is there a training you can run? Is there a masterclass you can deliver? Is there an additional coaching session you can offer? Is there an additional healing that you can offer? What can you do? Because people may be tempted to give up, particularly around the 23rd. People may be facing, facing their demons in a sense, facing those inner doubts. And what can I do as a healer, practitioner, coach, teacher, leader to honor and support them? To lend my belief in them to them until they can source it from within themselves, right? So that's going to be really important this month, this week, the week of the 20th to the 24th. July is going to fly by, you guys. So I'm like, breathe, ground, land, spend time outside in nature, in the water, in the forest, in the trees, feet in the dirt, in the garden, go to the farmers markets, eat the food that grounds and nourishes you. So important to ground yourself and deliberately breathe and slow down when life would have you swept away. Because if you're feeling swept away, then you need to ask yourself, am I consciously creating or am I reacting? Okay. So you're going to feel that throughout the month, and it's going to be up to you to call yourself back to yourself. By the end of the month, the question to ask yourself is this: what brings me back to me? Where am I? What am I doing? And who am I hanging out with where I feel my truth? I feel it deeply. I sense it. I know it. What makes me feel most alive and most vibrant and most connected to myself? And do it, particularly on the 31st, but really leading up to that, the last of the month. This is when you're asked to take some time for you and your space and your priorities so you can feel your energy. Most of us spend, especially if you've got kids, but even if you don't, even if you've got clients and, friends and partners and all of that, quite aware of other people's needs, wants, desires, and expectations, right? It's like, oh, if you're a mom, that's what you do 90% of the day. It's like, what do the kids need? Are they hot? Are they getting enough water? Are they bored? Are they spending too much time on screens? Are they getting enough physical activity? Did they eat enough green vegetables, right? And it's like, hold on a second. How do I come back to my center for a minute and be like, what do I need? Where do I feel alive and vibrant? Let me walk that path. Because when I do, it benefits everyone around me. Okay? So end of the month, take time for yourself. You are going to have the opportunity to lean into trusting yourself to take an action on something that's come up with you throughout the month. And this is going to be the time when you really have to go within and trust that you know the answers, and nobody else in your world knows better than you for you. Let me say that again. Nobody else in your world knows better than you do for you. No one's you. No one's had your life experience. No one has your energetic code. It is uniquely yours. So trust that you know what's best for you. That's the most important thing by the end of the month. Whew. Big month, right? Are you guys feeling that? I'm like, okay, I feel myself getting carried away just describing the energy. So it's like, okay, let me ground. Let me take a deep breath. Let me center. If you can do that regularly throughout this month, you will be just fine. You will be in flow, in momentum, and you will notice yourself being moved towards where you want to be, right? You will be moved towards where you want to be. It's on you to come back to center every time, though, so that you're not accidentally swept up in someone else's current. That would be the thing to watch out for this month. Okay, so feeling it big time. I want to know for you, you tell me, what is landing from this call today? What was the thing where you were like, that's what I needed to hear? That's my takeaway. So first of all, what's your takeaway? What's landing? What did you need to hear from today's call? And second of all, what's an action you're going to take because you listened to this to really take charge of your creative vision? What are you going to do? Are you going to do the journaling prompts? Are you going to, what came up? As I was talking, you had an insight land, an idea land, or you were like, oh, I'm going to do that. I want you to write it in the comments and let me know. I will come back. I will comment on it with you and check in with you later. Write it in your notebook, write it in your calendar, right? Wherever you keep track of your stuff, because I want you to take action on what you're hearing today, because this is going to put you in the flow of that current like we talked about. And I want that for you. So thank you for being here. I know I always say this, but this experience is a co-creation. You being here is what co-creates this forecast. So thank you for contributing. Thank you for showing up with me today. I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see how this month unfolds. I will be popping in throughout the month with some mini short little updates. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, have an amazing July. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Thank you so much. Mwah.